Hello, my name is Navigator. In today's brief video, we're going to be going over the McFarlane Toys Fallout New Vegas Benny Survivor, as it's called, and Riot NCR Ranger Armor action figure. So I'm really excited about this. I cannot believe that this is a day where we actually have an NCR Ranger action figure that is not custom, that is not $1 million. I am just blown away. You guys know me, the whole start of the Navigator thing was over on my Navigator Plays channel, where I do Fallout 76 videos and Fallout videos in general. So you guys know that I'm a massive Fallout fan. But with all that being said, let's review this. Let's get into this. So to start off with, a quick look at the box, and you can see there's some really awesome artwork on the back that I will be saving. I'm going to cut this out and put this somewhere. I just love that. And then there's some cool like apocalypse stuff in the back there. I might try to save that as well, but we actually got some cards that I had to rip off of the back there, so it's not really the best condition. But aside from that, you can see Riot Ranger Armor and Benny Survivor from Fallout New Vegas. So there you go, once again from McFarlane Toys. And with that being said, let's review the figures. To start off with, though, I want to go over these cards really quick. So we have this one right here, where it's the Vault Boy with a dice, and on the back there, just some I guess, casino cards and chips. We also have the kind of the Vault Boys doing like the Rockettes dancing thing, which is kind of cool. And on the back there, you have the Survivor walking up to New Vegas, which is really cool. I love how these cards look. Those are just awesome. So we do have that. And then we also have the only other accessories, that's the big thing about this. It's lacking accessories, and we're going to get into that in a second. But we also just have some, like all McFarlane figures, some display stands that have that Fallout New Vegas logo on there. That is really cool. I'm very excited for those. But next up here, we have the figures themselves. And to start off with, we have Benny here. Both of these figures are going to have double jointed knees and arms, so I'm just going to get that out of the way. But to start, it's just kind of got some brown shoes there with toe articulation, gray pants here, and then, of course, that trademark Benny kind of houndstooth checkered suit. And that just looks awesome. I love how that looks. White undershirt with the black tie. That continues onto the back. And there is the head sculpt. Looks very much like the game version of him, which I'm happy with. I'm very happy with that. Open hand for the left hand, and then his right hand is actually very unique. He has this little poker chip there, which I love, and he's kind of holding that up, so very nice. Game was rigged from the start. And then obviously the standout of this two-pack is going to be the NCR Ranger Riot Armor. I'm curious to know if they're going to release any of the other versions of, just any Fallout New Vegas figures. But to start off with, he's kind of got those brown, dark brown boots like Benny does, but he has these kind of jeans here, these kind of dark brownish jeans, which is very nice. And he's got a gun belt here. But what's curious is he has a holster there for a revolver. I'm curious why they didn't give him any weapons. But then he has this soft, kind of soft plastic like duster here, which is very nice. And then you kind of have the apparatus there in the back that you always see in the back of the Ranger armor. It's not really brown like the typical Ranger. It's more kind of like an olive green, but that is, of course, because it is the Ranger armor. You can see you have the bulletproof vest under there, but the duster doesn't open up that much, just a little bit there. But I believe there is some ab crunch there, so you can move the abdominal muscles there. He does have trigger hands on each with some nice kind of gauntlets there and like protective stuff. Moving up the duster here, you can see a little bandolier under there with the neck armor. And then, of course, that trademark NCR Ranger helmet. I think I'm going to be adding some stuff to the helmet here. Forgive me, mama, all that, and kind of soup him up. But I think I'm going to turn this into a custom Randall Clark Survivor action figure. So we'll see how that goes. But folks, that is going to be it for this review. I'm going to bring everything else back on screen here if I can. The cards, the accessories, and then, of course, the box itself. And that is a review of the Riot Ranger Armor and Benny Survivor 2-pack from McFarlane Toys. An awesome review, and I'm just so happy that we finally have a legitimate NCR Ranger action figure. I will leave it there, folks. As always, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.